Gainesville, Florida, the city in the trees, home of the Fightin' Gators and the Brain Institute. As out-of-town developers phone in their high-rise building plans, totally out of scope and scale to the character of this community, with astronomical prices designed to rip off students and take their money out of Alachua County, these projects are green-lighted one after another by our City Commission and our elected mayor. And these new developments are disguised as plants. Here is the Palms, but it's not a palm tree, it's a high-rise. And here is Gainesville Greens, but it's not the flowering tops of the cannabis plant, it's a high-rise. These two plant buildings are set on either side of Common Grounds, a successful music venue for nationally touring artists. Students and professors paying over $200,000 for their cheaply constructed crappy rat holes typically don't appreciate loud music, but more about that at the end of this program. Mayor Pegeen Hanrahan is pictured here. But for the purposes of our television show, let's show her official airbrushed image. Oh, that's much better. Not quite the way she appears in real life, but that's to be expected. Mayor Pegeen Hanrahan isn't quite what she appears. As an alleged environmentalist, she set out in her first campaign to pave a cement path through a pristine greenway. You see, Miss Hanrahan is an environmental engineer. That means she engineers the environment until it makes money. She's the green mayor with the cement thumb. Her solution to improve the blighted east side of town? Walmart. And her bizarre comment on the sprawling University Corners project, another high-rise from an out-of-town developer? Pegeen said about this building in an article by the independent Florida Alligator, and I quote, "It's really going to spruce up that part of town. But a spruce is a tree, and University Corners is a high-rise." In March of 2007, an election was held. Pegeen ran against an unimpressive competitor named Wesley Watson. She won the election in what the independent Florida Alligator described as a landslide. Let's look at the landslide. Gainesville, Florida has over 100,000 people. Of that, 68,896 people are registered to vote. Of that, the election drew a whopping 10.7% of the registered voters. And of that, her landslide amounted to 5,384 people. That's not a landslide, that's a pebble rolling down an ant pile. In this series, we'll investigate our city, the heroes and the villains, the artists and the musicians, the rich and the homeless. 12 episodes later, when all is said and done, you be the judge. This is Millervision.
I wonder why the toilet paper roll is there instead of there, where it's supposed to be. And I wonder why they have a roller there when they have another giant toilet paper dispenser here. I guess a lot of people dump in here. Oh well.
Motion activated?
Now that's cool. Wow, what a setup to wash your hands. How do you work it? So let's talk about it. What did you think of dinner? Here, I'll hold the camera.
Okay.
Yeah. What did you think of lunch?
I had the lime
Tilapia.
tilapia.
Yeah.
Tilapia, and it was. I hardly ever have lime, and it was an outstanding fishy delight of crunchy, yum yum love.
Mm-hmm.
And the miso soup I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And
I agree with
crunchy.
you on the tilapia. I agree with you because
Yeah.
I had a taste of yours and I thought it was perfectly cooked and it wasn't oily and the crunch was delicious and the temperature was great. Yeah.
And the cylindrical crunchy thing was yum yum.
Yeah, the egg roll. The spring roll.
The spring roll.
That's what it was.
And
Yeah, very good.
I enjoyed the rice.
Yes, the rice was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So Tom, what did you think of your meal?
Mine was also very good. I thought the fish was a little not warm, a little cold, little verging on warm, but it was very fresh. It was cooked right, pink in the middle, and sushi grade quality, and I could taste how fresh it was. So that was my only complaint, was really the temperature of the meal, but everything else was terrific. The ginger tea was outstanding.
I forgot about the tea.
For lunch, the two of us, we had full meals. We bought miso soup for a friend, and we had ginger tea, and all of that came to under $20. So I think a good strong 8.5 for me, and I would say that liquid ginger for lunch does not suck. Do you concur?
I would say I would rate my meal a 9.
Wow. Okay.
And I approved of the bathroom.
Oh, did you like the
I
bathroom?
liked the bathroom, and it does not suck.
Yeah, the bathroom. I forgot about that. Now my experience of the bathroom, I thought the bathroom was strange. The bathroom doesn't suck. It was clean enough. I was in the urinal pissing, and I noticed that there was a roll of toilet paper on the back of the toilet, right next to some flowers, which I thought that was very tastefully done. But then to my right was a toilet roll dispenser, with no toilet paper on it. And then to the right of the toilet roll dispenser was a professional, multi-use sized toilet paper dispenser. So we're dealing with 3 places where you can conceivably get toilet paper, and I just figured people like to shit in there. I don't know what's going on. Or maybe somebody took the toilet paper off of the other roll and put it up on the thing next to the flowers as a political statement. Anyway, I thought it was a little weird. I came out, I noticed there was a small piece of trash next to the trash can that hadn't been put in there. I thought that was a big lack of attention to detail. But then I saw that weirdo bowl where you wash your hands, the weird bowl.
I didn't wash my hands.
Oh, you dirty bastard. You dirty bastard. You got to do that, man. Don't you? Doctors say if we don't have hands, we would never get ill. You got to wash that shit. You got to wash it. I washed my hands. Because when you come out of the bathroom and you pull the toothpick out, people I bet you there's urine on the end of this. I put it in my mouth. That's going to ruin my experience if that's the case. If I find any traces of urine on this and it has anything to do with you, I'm never eating at liquid ginger again. Cool. Richard, thanks for letting us do this interview with
problem.
you. I appreciate it.
Not everybody will agree with what I have to say.
I know, but that's the nature.
But
of
I don't
the
mind.
beast.
I don't mind being a little controversial. And a lot of times people don't agree with everything that I have to say.
Right. Now, at this point, we're going to be showing this in the future, so the election will have already happened for you viewers. But here we are now, pretty much a day before the election, right? It's tomorrow they vote.
Right. Tomorrow is the election day.
Right.
Why am I running for office? Well, I've been involved with local politics for quite some time now. I usually talk during citizens' comments when I see problems and I want to help come up with a solution for the problems. But you know, you get 3 minutes before the commission and then you get the gavel, thank you very much, and they never comment.
Right.
And I feel that they don't listen, and then, you know, I'm a big taxpayer, and I don't like the way that they're spending our money or on the programs they're spending. And we've got traffic problems. We're inundated with panhandlers right now, too many panhandlers, and my main concern right now is the Superfund side at the Coppers plant. We have water contamination with our water supply, and I want to use our eminent domain powers to seize the copper plant and take some action and clean up our water supply before we start getting sick. I've got a program, Don't Be a Panhandler, Be a Can Handler, and it's a program where homeless and panhandlers can give back to our community by help cleaning up the streets. And I feel that you know, they're talking about a one-stop homeless center, and I'm kind of against that, because I think if you build it, they will come. However, if we do have a one-stop center, or if organizations are handing out food, before they can distribute food or anything like that, I think they need to sign up for the Clean Up the Streets program, that Panhandler, Can Handler program, before any foods or funds are distributed. I think that'll weed out a lot of the fakers out there. Traffic issues are one thing.
Yeah.
Anybody in town knows that if you drive your car down University Avenue between the stadium 34th Street, you don't want to do that at 5:30, and that's because we don't have transportation concurrency, and it's our elected officials who have caused the transportation and parking problems that we've been having, because all new development should have adequate parking, but instead they don't have adequate parking, and then people are parking on the sides of the road, and then in some of these little neighborhoods, like behind Krispy Kreme over there in Nantucket, you know, oncoming traffic is kind of hard. So on Main Street, for example, you know, it should remain 2 lanes and 2 lanes, because they're going to be causing bottlenecks on Main Street and University Avenue, because they're trying to create parking on the sides of the road, and it's just going to make it more traffic jams, especially during rush hour. If you're in the neighborhood, stop on by, and you certainly haven't seen the last of me during this election. If I don't make it in this race, you might see me running for mayor or commissioner at large.
Good. Well, best of luck to you tomorrow and in the future, Richard, and thank you very much for taking the time.
Have a great day. Anytime.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Richard Selwick.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
That's it. I'm out. I'll enjoy your day.
All righty.
I'll show it to you when we get it.
Anytime that you want to have a TV thing or something like that, you know, you know, not everybody will agree with what I have to say.
That's good, no problem.
But you know, that's what it's all about. Getting the issues out there and people talking about them, point, counterpoint.
I'm with you. Take care, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to do is separate out Egypt from Israel. Now, we're talking about cheese cubes, of course, and the fact that we think the Promised Land will probably be represented by cheddar, and that would make Egypt have to be Swiss. So Egypt will be pretty good. Oh, it has melted a little bit, but oh, no one will be the wiser. Oh. See, we've got a good bit of Egypt here. I'm not sure we're going to have quite so much Israel. But I guess that's okay. It's just more Egypt. And just the hint of the Promised Land. If you had to have more of one than the other, I think it would... Okay, so we want to be pouring some of the salsa in now, which, of course, is at a Red Sea. So we'll just, good thing we have 3 bottles. Better get after that head of lettuce. Because that's the one kind of precarious thing, is the lettuce. And the reason is that you have to hope that you're going to find some leaves that will look, enough like waves. Yeah, here we are. Some would say that you need to use celery, that sort of feathery part of the celery. But personally, I think that these are much more wave-like than celery. Toothpicks will be by the side, except for the one that's going to be Moses' staff. Look, they're wooden, precisely what we want for the staff. Very good. Next step would be the opening of the little black olives to represent the Israelites, the chosen people, of course, being led across by one black olive at the top, at the head, with a toothpick, representing, of course, Moses and his staff. Okay, we'll put Moses up here. Well, of course, he does look a little submerged in the sea, but things can't be perfect. I say that should pretty much do for the Israelites, I think. We'll put Moses' staff up here. There now. I think that really does give the impression. And now we'll get the pharaohs in their chariots here, represented by the green olives with their pimentos, chasing the Israelites. But as we all know, they don't catch them, do they?
Oh, god damn it, I just stubbed my toe.
I don't like to run into things, I don't like to hurt myself and stub my toe and make it bleed. I don't like to run into things or go to the bathroom.
Sometimes in Gainesville you just need a good martini, and then sometimes you need the best martini. And the place to get the best martini, hands down, is Lillian's, a fixture on the scene for many, many years, and the bartender Tom, who makes the best martinis you'll ever taste. Frog, won't you join me?
I'd be ever so delighted.
I'm buying. After you. No, after me. Hey, how are you? Tom, this is Frog. Frog is with me.
Howdy.
Good day, sir. Good to meet you, man.
We have promoted Lillian's and you as making the best martini.
I guess.
Oh, you
I was
can
going to
have-
have something different.
Have absolute, no, don't have absolute. Have Mastoli and cranberry.
Okay, with a little orange.
Orange? Oh, God, for no sake.
Oh, well, just make me whatever.
And JC, how about you, buddy? The pinky?
When you're done, we're doing your classic martini. Do you like gin or vodka?
Gin, I'd like to do
One gin and one vodka.
Very good. Okay, guys.
Take your time. We can watch your technique here,
You
right?
can do whatever you want, right? Exactly. You can just have a good time and, don't tell me anything. Just do what you're going to do. And,
We're just doing it. We're just,
Right, exactly.
I said you made the best martinis in Gainesville for many years, and
do it, and you got a good time.
I want to know the secret. There's got to be a reason.
No, Mr. Like I say, the only secret is make them cold. You know that, Mr. Will. I told you that a million times. You just don't pay attention.
Make them cold.
Young people don't
That's
pay
the secret.
attention.
Us young people need to make it cold.
Cold is the secret.
Cold is
Otherwise, all you're drinking essentially is gin or vodka. And if it's not cold, then it's really not going to be very pleasant.
But
A
how do you
hot shot, thinking a hot shot is kind of against the idea.
Yeah. So do you just look at the vermouth,
So,
or do you?
yeah, you don't ever have vermouth.
No vermouth in
You have
there.
to be over 50 to have vermouth. And you're clearly much younger than that.
Well,
I know
yeah.
you're legal, and of course Vanessa's just barely legal, although, you know. We're doing Bombay here for you, sir, okay?
Excellent,
He picked it. I'm going with whatever he picks, I go with.
Olives.
Now, rumor has it that you could come in here 10 years ago and order a drink, and Tom will remember what that drink is. You walk in 10 years later, it'll be ready for you on the bar. That's the rumor. We're going to find out about that picture hanging on the wall, which is historic. And then we're going to drink some delicious, the best martinis in Gainesville.
Now this is the world famous pinky right here.
That's a pinky?
This is the world famous pinky that Jay-Z has coined. It's his signature drink.
What's in a pinky, Jimmy?
It's a secret.
Oh, it's a secret. There's so many secrets going on in this bar.
See, that's why when I die, all the secrets go with me, Mr. Rose. It protects my job.
Tom's martinis there's just nobody else that makes it, and it's so simple the way he does
Exactly,
it.
Mr. Love. Ignored your drink. That's part of the secret.
No, that's fine.
He has a hell of a damn Michelob too.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Now, over here, we have Mr. Bombay, the cameraman. Deliver him over here.
All right.
Mr. Miller. Look right. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Only got 2 more questions, and then we'll shut this thing off.
Okay, go ahead.
Get to
Fire away.
drink.
Fire
Well,
away.
I want you to tell me about the picture.
The picture. Well, the
Picture, that's a famous picture there.
The famous picture on the wall, of course, was the result of the original owner, George Swinford, wanted to have a New Orleans-style bistro. And, of course, in all the Storyville cat houses, you had these ludicrous kind of naked paintings. So George went and created a nude that could not offend anyone, because it's absolutely the most ugly nude in existence. And the creation of the picture was that George said to this local artist, I want you to do a Rubens-style painting, and George got up on the bar himself and did the pose for the picture.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Now, of course, the most famous thing about the picture, of course, is that at 2 o'clock she's a 10, but at 10 o'clock she's a 2, but at 2 o'clock she's a 10.
2 o'clock she's a 10.
Second thing, of course, we always notice that there's 2 pussies in our painting. We want to point that out for the PG people because we just want to be upfront about they might notice that, and we're sorry about the little cat that got caught up in the corner of the painting.
Right.
Because it's accused of being a pussy, but it's just a cat.
Right.
Just to be fair.
And then wait, he's trying to leave the other one out because it's a secret, but she's a swinger.
So, Jimmy, would you please have her? She still swings.
Get the camera, get it.
Miss Lillian's unblinking.
Get a good shot of that.
And of course, you must get her unblinking eyes. You see, Miss Lillian has seen everything that's going on at Lillian's for 33 years, except what's going on in the love booth. And in the love booth, we have the various activities of the courting couples who go there and perform, auditions for the evening's activities. Jimmy Z, of course, is one of the kings of the love booth. He's never been known to go in there at all because he knows what's going on in there, and therefore doesn't go near it at all because he's a smart man.
Yeah, I want to
Thank you.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll just call you later.
Hurry before it gets warm. It's got to be cold. Okay. Give me that. Now, Frog's never had your martinis before, so this is going to be the first time. Let me get out of the light here. First time Frog's ever had one of Tom's martinis. See if I'm lying about this martini.
All right.
You see if I'm lying or not. All right, hit it. You're good to go. If this isn't the martini, I don't know what is.
What are you going to do?
Is that crazy?
Oh, that's awesome.
Crazy awesome, right?
Yeah.
I told you. I told you. I have one more question for Tom before we go. Well, actually, 2 more questions. I told him 1, but it's going to be 2. I have 2 more questions for Tom. Boy, this martini is fantastic. The question is, and I lied, it's 2. I said it was 1 because the martini is so good. Question number 1, Lillian's been here forever. It's a staple of Gainesville. How long is it? Tell me a little bit how long it's been here in the history.
Lillian's came into existence in October of '74. Okay, the town had just gone wet, and the downtown was kind of defunct, and this was actually a music store, cited in a line from a Tom Petty song. I went down to Lillian's music store to get a black diamond string. As a musician, you know that's a guitar string. So it refers to the 60s when Lillian's was actually a music store. And then in '74, George came in and put in the bar. It's been unchanged since then, so 33 years.
And how long has Billy Shield been here?
Now, Billy Shield got it in 1991, so this is his 16th year.
I'm really impressed with how he kept it the way
Wisely so, he did not tamper with success.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes businessmen's egos get in the way. In this case, the ego did not get in the way, and success has been flourishing. And most businessmen are smart. They tell the success by the bottom line.
Yeah, he's a smart man. He hasn't shot me yet. I may interview him at the show. So
Very good.
because I know he keeps a gun back behind there. And
Well, I know, but I think he's mostly just got blanks in that gun.
do you don't want me to put that in there, do you?
Oh, sure. Hey.
Okay, well I will. Now the last question is, there is another special story about Lillian's. A lot of people don't know about the magnificent urinal in the men's room. Will you tell that story?
Well, the magnificent urinal men's room came from the fact that every Thursday night we'd have a large grouping of students come down for celebration. Occasionally, the men's urinal would get broken, just by mistake, by people falling into it. Who knows?
Yeah, they accidentally.
Just by mistake. We're never going to impute that any of these people would be malicious and do it on purpose, Mr. Miller. Strictly
All right, I'm with
the
you.
chaos of a happy Thursday night.
Yes.
Nevertheless, to spoil these mistakes, we brought a urinal down from upstairs. We've been up there since 1928. And it's an all brass urinal. It cannot be broken. It's now 4 months in. Still there, happy and flourishing. Has not been carved up and has not been broken.
And isn't it about the biggest urinal in any?
I would say
place
that it
in,
could be a sarcophagus for most people in their tombs. Yes.
Right. Yeah, pretty much the biggest urinal I've ever seen in Gainesville. It may be the biggest urinal in Gainesville, which is helps to keep the floor
I think
clean.
North Florida. I think go out to North Florida. I think we dominate North Florida with that urinal.
Yeah.
I think
Thank
we
you very
should.
much, Tom. I
My
appreciate
pleasure.
you
Always
taking
a
time
pleasure,
with us.
Mike, good to see you as always.
Always a pleasure. Always interesting.
The Sandman waits for no one's sake, but just to save his skin. His oily grease is full of fleece, but he hath pulled no bone. He's all alone. He sits. Oops. Thank you. He has no home. The edge is nicely bound. He sits inside a microdot and drinks like lemon bones.
So, how was Inland Empire last night?
Are you going to ask me what I thought of the movie?
What'd you think of the movie, Tom?
Oh, man. That is one of the most extraordinary movies I have ever seen. It doesn't just bend your mind and twist your mind, but it takes it into infinite. It's like being inside of a hologram. You know how you break the hologram open and each little piece has a complete whole picture? Laura Dern should have won the Academy Award. David Lynch is not so much a movie maker anymore as he is some kind of a
shaman.
Okay, so second best film experience ever. 37 years. First experience was Cook, the wife, thief and lover at the Oaks Mall Plaza. It was not rated, and people had no clue what they were getting into, and people got up and left. And I was just, it was a happening. That was my favorite film experience, but this is by easy second. I mean, it's struggling in there. It's incredible. It 3 hours, right? And the whole time it just maintains that freakiness of Lynch that makes you, you know, I mean, I kept having to like relax my body because it kept getting tighter and tighter, and there's this one moment towards the end where this freaky fucking thing happens, and it made, I got goosebumps and my hair stood on end, and it was just incredibly intense. It was too intense. It was one of those like, yeah, too much, quit, yeah. So there was one moment of that, but the whole movie is just so beautiful. I absolutely 10 out of 10.
Some practice.
How are you?
Good. He already
made
gave
it.
some practice.
Yeah, we're just starting. The interview's on.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Did we introduce Sidhu? Sidhu, this is Sidhu. Sidhu, this is my audience at the Shamrock.
Wonderful.
And on television, hopefully.
Wonderful.
So why don't you, can you take us on a tour of your store here? Because I don't really understand what it is. I mean, you're part convenience store, but you also have some fashion and clothing and jewelry, and it's like being in a wine, vintage wine store.
The thing is that convenience is a lot of grocery items and all that, and it's very competitive, Some people tell me I should keep all the meat products and all the grocery. I said, would you promise to buy from me? He said, no, I'll buy from you, Dixie.
But here you can get a piece of fine jewelry,
yes,
a bottle of wine, and deodorant.
Yeah. So, like this is from South Africa.
Wow.
A-class, A-grade jasper. And then we have got A-grade amethysts in the center. Then the rose quartz, citron, rose.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So,
and then there's others.
These
here.
are the pearls from Hyderabad. Like if you say Orlando, you instantly come Disneyland,
Yeah.
But when say Hyderabad, it comes pearls. Pearls are headquarter of pearls is Hyderabad in India.
I am a big fan of pearl necklaces. Most everybody knows that about me.
And these are very new things. These are all uncut diamonds.
Oh, really?
Yes. They are not very expensive because they're uncut.
Mm-hmm.
The diamond becomes expensive when they're cut it, So it is just pure diamonds fixed in this jewelry.
That's amazing. I'm uncut, and it's
getting popular these days.
Yeah.
And next we have sapphires and rubies.
Oh, sapphires.
Each sapphire is cut like a diamond.
That's these here. These are sapphires.
Yes.
Your boss.
Oh, the doctor brought the
those
coffee.
are rubies and these are sapphires. Each sapphire is cut like a diamond.
Wow.
Here is Linda McGurn, and she bought 3 for herself and 2 for her sisters for $750 each.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
What do you love about downtown? What's right about downtown? What's your favorite thing about downtown?
This is a beautiful question because my soul is at rest at downtown. It's a very peaceful, it's very soothing, it's very relaxing. I think it's the most beautiful place in the world, this downtown.
Yeah?
Yes. Because when I'm here, I don't think that I have to go somewhere. I'm already home. प्यार की राह दिखा दुनिया को, रोके जो नफरत की आंधी, तुम में ही कोई गौतम होगा, तुम में ही कोई होगा गांधी, होगा गांधी। प्यार की राह दिखा दुनिया को, रोके जो नफरत की आंधी, तुम में ही कोई गौतम होगा, तुम में ही कोई होगा गांधी, होगा गांधी। प्यार की राह दिखा दुनिया को। Irshad, that means I pay my respect. It says, show this world the path of love. It says, someone amongst you will be Gautam, the Buddha, and someone amongst you will be Mahatma Gandhi. So show this world the path of love, which stops the storm of hatred and anger. Love and peace should prevail.
I mean, this is. Oh, fantastic! I'm so happy.
He was already coming down.
Hey, Ken, how are you? Good. Thank you.
So you don't even need to cue him on the start.
Oh, good. Well, we'll just roll and go, and then we'll be out in 10 minutes.
He gets to drink the wine, and we get to drink the
I only
wine.
want
Yeah. Well, how are you, Ken? Thank you very much, and Linda, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I know how busy you are.
Okay.
You don't mind if I smoke when I interview you? Is that okay? Or?
Not really. We're not
As long as it
smokers.
doesn't bother the sweat.
Okay.
It's very bad for you.
Yes, that's okay. I've heard rumors that you used to work for the CIA, and if that's true, do you know anything at all that you can share with our audience here about the reverse engineering of UFOs under Groom Lake in Area 51?
Oh, yes. That's one of those things that I think was called HAG plus something that you can't talk about for a number of years. I think it was HAG plus 10 that I got. So I couldn't talk about any of that stuff after I got out of the service. And I couldn't go into a communist country for, 10 years after I got out.
But not because you worked for the CIA.
But not because I worked for the CIA. It was actually the National Security Agency. And
Well, we're not
United
saying you
States
did
Army.
actually. We're just speculating.
Well,
I know the game.
I used to try to say I used to do all that stuff, but I really didn't. But I did work for NSA.
Now, you're both graduates of the University of Florida, so I'm just going to take it for granted that you root for the Gators in all of your sporting events, even when they're not playing. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Certainly.
Even when they're not playing, but you know.
Even when they're losing, we root for them.
Even when they're losing.
You say, oh.
But that's so rare nowadays.
It is.
We have to listen to the questions more carefully.
I'm very nervous because I feel like I'm in the principal's office with everybody that I talk to. So, now you've been married for years, as successful business partners, a successful marriage, and they always tell you don't go into the office with the person that you're married to, or how do you do it? What's your secret for a successful relationship?
Years and years and years and years. Yes, for years.
I think there's going to be a beatdown
Here's
later.
the secret.
What is the secret? We want to know the secret
secret?
because it's true. I mean, it's hard to keep a relationship going when you have a business and everything. How do you do
Sense of
it?
humor helps.
Sense of humor. I'm a straight person.
So how do you keep a good relationship?
We like each other.
Okay.
That's beautiful. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
And we respect each other. She knows what I'm good at, and I know what she's good at. And she is the absolute boss on those areas, and I'm kind of the absolute boss on the rest.
Okay.
Recognize your limitations.
So you both wear the pants, in other words. That's what
Absolutely.
Okay. Ken, favorite movie. Linda, favorite book.
Atheist Universe.
Atheist Universe?
As of today.
How interesting. Who is that by?
Oh, gee, I should know, but I don't.
Well, if the book's good, you know, you can get to who wrote it later.
I just
That's
have
not
lots of. So I just finished that one. I found it fascinating.
Yeah, I might look that up. And movie.
The spy movie, Dr. No, or Star Trek.
Any of the Star Treks?
Any of the Star Treks, just any of the sci-fis.
Next Generation?
Almost. Oh yeah, I'm a Trekkie.
You're a sci-fi fan.
Oh, that's.
People didn't know that. Now they do.
Oh, I even like Generation. What's the Enterprise? I like the one that got canceled.
I didn't see
Enterprise
that.
was great.
I didn't see that one. I like the one with Janeway when her hair was in a bun, and then when she let her hair down, I thought the series went south.
You know, anytime a starship commander would be flipping her hair in the middle of that just took the realistic stuff out. So, but Janeway was, it's nice to have a woman commander.
Now, Ken, most people don't know you're a PhD. You were a captain in the U.S. military, paratrooper, jungle expert with service to our country in both Europe and Vietnam, and you had a top secret clearance. Are you absolutely sure that you're not going to go any further with the UFOs under Groom Lake at Area 51?
Now, why do you think my favorite movies are Trek movies? Maybe I know something I'm not supposed to talk about.
And Linda, you have such a broad range of accomplishments. I put them here. The least of which includes you were a member of the Florida Bar Association, member of the 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association, a certified public accountant for the state of Florida, the director of Florida Capital Bank, the director of the University of Florida Foundation Board, chair, University of Florida Foundation Audit Committee, director, Gainesville Downtown Owners and Tenant Inc., and a past chair, member of the Gainesville Downtown Redevelopment Advisory Board, and a past chair, member of the class of the 17 Leadership Florida, member of the Gainesville Women's Forum, past president, past director of the Florida Bank, past treasurer of Sustainable Alachua County Inc., past chair of Gainesville. Just a second. Yeah, just a second. Past vice chair of Gainesville Annexation Committee, past chair of Gainesville Local Grace Commission, past chair of Downtown Owners and Tenants Association, past president of Planned Parenthood of North Central Florida Incorporated, past president of Thomas Center Associates, past vice president, Florida Women's Alliance, former member of the Gainesville Area Chamber of Commerce Board, former member of the University of Florida Fisher School of Accounting Steering Committee, former member of Keep Alachua County Beautiful, former member of Prevent Blindness Florida Board, former member of the Gainesville Civic Ballet Dance Alive Board, former member of United Way Cabinet, former member of the Heritage Club Board, former member of the Matheson Historical Center Board, member of the Order of the Coif Law Honorary Association, member of Phi Kappa Phi National Honorary Fraternity, going to page 2 here, member of the Beta Alpha Psi National Accounting Honorary Fraternity, member of Beta Gamma Sigma National Honorary Fraternity. Linda, what do you do for fun?
What do we do for fun? You said, what do I do for fun?
What do you do for fun? Well, you both like each other. We probably do. What do you both do for fun?
Ski. I walk my neighbor's dog. Do yoga. Do Pilates. And travel.
That's nice. Ken, you're somewhat of a sportsman too. I was just told you were going to play volleyball later tonight.
Volleyball inside a racquetball court. Then I play racquetball.
Volleyball, racquetball.
Yes, used to scuba dive and ski, all that stuff. Anything to beat up on myself. I'm getting old, and now I'm getting scars and aching bones.
And hopefully not cancer.
She makes me eat my broccoli, that's why.
Oh, broccoli. Since 1978, you both have revitalized Gainesville's downtown, almost single-handedly, some would say. You support the arts, you help make the downtown farmers market possible, and a lot of people don't know this about you. You've set aside over 200 acres of land to remain untouched and pristine with the University of Florida. Am I saying that right? Is that correct? That they are not to touch that?
Well, actually, it's almost close to 300.
300 acres, right.
200 70 acres, something like that, but it actually went to Alachua Preservation.
But it's conserved
so it'll be
space.
a park for everyone.
Good. And you give of your time and money to the arts, the Hippodrome, Dance Alive. Why, you've even helped me out on a couple of my freaky events.
We've had some good events.
Well, why on earth you do that, I can't imagine. But is there anything else that you would like people, my audience, to know about Ken and Linda McGurn that maybe they don't know?
That you haven't already disclosed? I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure my doctor knows one.
Oh, is that right? Well, you're fun. You have a sense of humor, or you'd never make it with me. You wouldn't be talking to me.
Actually, we started a tech center to nurture new businesses, new technical businesses that create jobs and creates new technology. It's right upstairs in the Sun Center.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Promoting that.
High-tech industry, paying
Absolutely.
high wages, clean industry. That's brilliant.
And it gives the students someplace to go, except so they're not in the bars all the time. They're out here producing some fantastic things. Treatment for cancer. Upstairs is just phenomenal what the minds have come up with, and getting it out into the marketplace and creating jobs. That's what we've been working on.
Is it pronounced parahippus or parahypus? You found a jaw of this extinct three-toed horse out in the forest?
Right. I do not know. I do not know what it's called. I'm sure I did it one time. I was amazed
It's
when they
parahypus, according to my notes.
Did you find that on Google?
How did I find that out? See, I work for the CIA too. See.
That's a great one. We were on a dig with Florida Museum of Natural History. Fantastic organization. Did you know we have the largest collection of butterflies in the world?
I did know that, and I've been to the museum. It's beautiful. Absolutely, the butterfly.
We have the largest collection of fish outside of the Smithsonian.
Dead fish.
Dead fish.
I actually know that because I am acquainted with Dr. Larry Page, who is the curator of fish at the
Do you know what dead fish are called?
Ichthyology. That's right.
It's fantastic. Right here in Gainesville.
That's right.
Just a fantastic place to visit. So we also support them too.
But did you find the top half of this thing, and Linda found the bottom, or the bottom and the top? Or?
We don't do anything except together.
Right.
So we were digging together and found it together.
Where is that horse head now?
It's wrapped in
plaster
of Paris.
They just got to tell us they opened it up. It's there in the basement. I don't think it's
I might try and see if I can get a shot of it for this show if I have the time. My final question for you, and again, thanks for taking the time. I hope you had a good time with it. What you do, yeah.
What it was.
Yeah. I'll tell you what you do.
Yeah, I want to know what that was. If you can.
No, it's a forest horse.
The small time
It's a
one.
three-toed forest horse,
Yes.
and it is the predecessor of the horses that are running today, though it's extinct now. But it's
But it
where
was
they
only
came-
about 3 feet high. Or
Right.
something.
Yeah, it's a smaller horse. Yeah. Why I know that, I don't know. You may have heard, because it's well known, well documented, about my fantastic opportunity, and I only share this with people who are exceptional in their field and are successful. And it's an offer, it's a challenge, and for the good of Gainesville, the arts, and the future of mankind. Are you prepared today to issue me a check in the amount of $1 million in exchange for absolutely nothing?
I think
Do we need to talk about that?
probably. No. I think you can veto that one anytime you want.
I guess
No,
not.
we already committed that. We weren't going to do that. But we already committed that money to the Museum of Natural History. So.
Probably a better deal. It never hurts to ask. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it, and I hope you'll sign off on this interview so I can show it on Monday night.
What's the you send it to?
Cable?
I'll tell you the plan. The plan is I'm going to show it to my audience as a television show, but it's really a live show on television. And then the people that come to see it are going to contribute funds so that we can air it on public cable access. And if you sign off on this interview and you're happy with the way
You have to pay money to put it on cable?
Yes, because I think the city is nervous about the content of. Okay, thanks, Frog. That's good. Oh man.
I supported.
Nigel Ham, 32. I own Common Grounds.
And how long have you owned Common Grounds for?
11 years.
And how long have you been in your current location?
2 years.
You want to say, I'm trying to manipulate you into saying something to the effect of what you think Common Ground provides as a community service.
I mean, it provides, live music, someplace for, people to see, something to do, I guess. Bands and whatnot. I don't think too crazy, but, not as a community service necessarily. It's a bar. But, it provides bands, hopefully, and music that people want to see.
Cool. How about singing The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music?
That would be another show. Are you still waiting for me to sing it? I don't know if that's going to happen this time, but...
and to get to the point, do you have concerns for the future of Common Grounds?
Oh, just as far as what's building around Common Grounds? Probably.
Yes.
Maybe a noise ordinance problem. In fact, there's residential places next on both sides of us. Besides that, Common Grounds itself, no, but like the building around it, probably.
Yeah. So how? What do you think is going to be the end result of the buildings that are going to come in?
Well, we're definitely not going to be here forever. Just because of the building around the two sides of us. So the end result, we're not going to be here, but it's not going to be anytime real soon. But we are planning on thinking in the future. Trying to be here as long as we can.
And how long do you think that's going to be?
It's hard to say. I wouldn't say it's gonna. It's gonna be pretty crazy around here for the next 5 years. So
yeah,
that's probably about it.
We built this city. We built this city